Hello, everyone. It's Michael, and it is my pleasure this day to do the TV4Education new user admin training. So, if you're a new subscriber to TV4Education and you're the administrator, this is just for you. We're going to deal with all the basic things that you need to be able to do and configure and set up so that your users, which is your students and your teachers, can use the system effectively. Now, obviously, there are two kinds of users. There are students and then there are teachers. But from an admin point of view, you need to make sure that you address all these. It's very simple, very straightforward. And when we show you some of the things, you'll think, oh, wow, I didn't know we could do that. So that's where we're going to go. So the first thing is when you bring up your TV4Education screen, your inquiry screen, okay, if you try and play any video, you're going to come up against this all the time from teachers and students. They go, I can't play it. It's telling me I must be logged on. That's correct. You cannot play anything in TV4Education unless you're logged in. Now, the reason for that is because of copyright. TV4Education, we are proud of the way we handle your copyright compliance and make sure that you operate legally within the law so that there's no way that your supplier, and some suppliers will say, well, we just give you everything and it's up to you to comply. Well, we'll make sure that you comply if you're using TV4Education. So first things first, you need to be logged in. Okay, now you need to click on the top right hand side where it says sign in. You need to click on that and then you log in. However, we also do single sign on, which means that we can automatically log in for you. So if you need to go down that path, we're not going to deal with it here, but we can single sign on with just about any other authentication system. Have a talk to us, okay, and we'll show you how to do it. So the first thing we do is going to log in. I'm going to log in, and that's my login. It's going to ask me for my password, okay, and I'm on. Now, if I didn't have my password, I forgot it, there's a button at the bottom that says forgot password, and you can get in that way, okay. Now we're on. Let's go to the very same video I clicked on before. I click on the video will load. You don't get that error message anymore, and guess what? The video will start playing, and you can go big screen, you can pause the video, you can share that video with any other person on your network. Just click share, and then you choose the year level you want to share it with. Very important. So if you choose year 7, that means anyone from 7 and up can watch it. So once you do that, you just highlight that URL, right click, and you go copy. And now you can email it to any group of people. You can even put into a learning management system. Which learning management system? Well, quite frankly, we don't care because it works in any learning management system. And all learning management systems will accept a URL to a website or a database or something. So if you can put a URL like www.google.com and someone clicks on it in the learning management system, it brings up the Google search engine, that video will come up and play. That's the big advantage of TV4Education. It integrates with just about any and everything that's industry standard. Okay? All right. Before we can do all those things, you got to have users on the system. So let's start with the users. Okay? Now, to be able to add a user manually, you need to click on the menu. You need to go down to the patron. And in the patron area, you click on Patron Management and you can add one user, delete one user, change one user. You can do anything you like to any one user. But if you're new, you might want to just import everybody into the system. And that's really easy to do. So to be able to import people into the system, click on Menu, click on Patron, click on Smart Patron Import. Okay, and we have tech notes on how to do that. If you need to do a bulk import, please contact us, or you can go watch the tutorial, or you can even click on help and it'll give you the help article for importing patrons. You can click on knowledge base and there's all the articles on how to do a smart patron import. How about you go a bit further? Why not just go into YouTube? Okay, just bring up YouTube, and in the YouTube search, type in TV4 Education. That's all you need to do. And guess what? You will get a whole bunch of, yeah, I could have gone TV4 Education space Patron, and I'll tell you all about the Patron. But here's all the stuff that you can do. And they're short videos and you can watch it. And you can even find one that you want to give to teachers about how to share videos or how to build a lesson. They're all in here. You can find it, you can do it. It's there at your fingertips. Even the help is there at your fingertips. But what we want to do is we want to do a Patron import, look at that, watch the tutorial, and you can bulk add a whole bunch of patrons. Okay, but we don't want to do that today. We're going to add a new patron, and it's Jess Smith. So you go to Patron and you go to Patron Management. Okay, now when you go to Patron Management, what it's going to do, it is going to bring up your record, because if you've logged in as Michael, your record will come up. You logged in as Marianne, your record will come up. Okay, but I don't want my record. I just want to add a new patron. Easy, just click on new. Gives you a blank screen and off you go. Put in your barcode of your patron or the admin number of the patron, or make one up. It really doesn't matter what you put in there. The first name is Jess. Okay, and the next name is Kunowski. Okay, and then you don't have to put the email address, but you can do wonderful things in the reports area if you have their email address. Okay, then you need to choose the year level they're at. Why do I have to choose a year level? Very important. If you put a video on there, and I'm going to put Jess in year 10, year 7. Okay, now what will happen if you add a video and it's for year 8s only, or year 8 and above, or year 12 and above, guess what? Jess won't even know that video exists, and if she did, she won't even be able to play it anyway, because she can only play videos appropriate for year 7. So class grade, very important for accessibility. Homeroom, not really required for TV4Education, except the system requires it. So just choose a homeroom. Even if the homeroom is not applicable, doesn't really matter. The next very important thing is the role. So this Jess is a student, so we're just going to make sure that she's a student. Okay, and then you can go save the record. Okay, now if Jess hasn't got a password, it's going to automatically generate a password for her. But that's fine. You go, no, 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 no. I want to make sure that Jess has the ability to create her own password. So at our school, we have a policy. So, and the policy is when I create anybody on the system, their password is always forever going to be password in lowercase, Password, and confirm it again, Password, and you go change password. And now her password's password, except at the bottom of the screen, you make sure you click on change password on next login to yes, which means that when Jess comes, you say, Jess, you're on the system. This is the school's URL, and you'll be asked for a password. It's password all in lowercase. That's your initial password. After that, when you log in, it's going to ask you to create your own password. And off you go. And that's it. Now, kids being kids, Jess will probably forget her password and can't log in. And in the login screen, she can click on there, forgot password, which most people don't do. They'll come to you as the administrator and say, I forgot my password. So what you do is you click find at the bottom, okay, and you click on Jess, okay, and any Jesses or all the Jesses will come up here. There's Jess Kolofsky, so click on that one, and then you go change password. Put in the password as password again, okay, password and password, and make sure you say change password next login, yes, and then just go save. And that's all there is to creating a user on the system. I showed you how to create a brand new user. I showed you how to find the user. Now, by the way, Jess has left. I don't want her logging into our system from home and then still accessing all our wonderful new facilities and digital content that we've got. So just find Jess, bring her up, and just go delete. Okay. And it says, are you sure? And I go, yep. and all of a sudden, Jess is gone out of the system. Okay, so to do anything with a single patron, you go to the menu, you go to patron, and you go to patron management. Okay, and in patron management, it'll always bring up your record, remember, and then you can change it. Now, remember we said we gave everyone a role of a student. Okay, so let's go back up here and let's bring up a student. Okay, Randolph. Randolph is a student. I put him on, and the role was automatically given to him as a student. But he's not a student. He's actually a teacher. So you've got to make sure you click on that to get rid of the role. Click outside the box that'll refresh that screen for you. And then click back in the role again and you say, no, 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 he is a teacher. Now, when you give him the role of a teacher, you can see all these other roles. I'll explain them in a minute. But make sure that all teachers have the role of a teacher. What does that do for the teacher? Well, when they log in, they will have a button on the top of their screen that says TV4Education. So anyone with the role of a teacher or anyone with a role other than a student will now have the TV4Education button, and that's where they can go to request content, search content, add content, ask for content on a particular topic. All the things that teachers need to do, they will be able to do that up there. Okay, but they need to have a role of a teacher. But this is not a teacher. Randolph is actually my colleague and he works beside me. He's an administrator as well. So just go ahead and just click outside the box, click in here and give him the role of an librarian. Librarian will give him just about every other right on the system. So you've basically got three categories to play around with. Student, they can play anything that's been added to the school's collection that they're authorized to see. Teacher, they can go in and they can go to TV4Education and add content into the school's collection that students can see. And of course, the librarian's role can do a heck of a lot more. They can go and delete content. They can go and raise the security of an individual item. So there's a lot more. So the role is very important. So basic teacher, a basic student. And the next level up from there is teacher. And then the next level up from there is librarian. That's the admin. Okay. Once you do that, please remember to save. If you don't save, nothing gets saved. Okay. And that's all there is on the patron side of it. Now, remember I said if I give someone the role, the class grade of a year 7, they can watch only material from year 7 and below. If I gave them a role of a year 12, they can watch anything that's year 12 and below. How does that work? Well, that's in the authority file called class grade. Where do I go to do that or check that or validate that? So I want to change it. I want to make sure that all my year 12s can in fact watch anything that's year 12 and below. Okay, so click on here, the menu. You need to go down to configuration, and in the configuration, authority editor. Click on the authority editor. Remember we were talking about the class grade, all the year levels. So click here and select class grade. When you select class grade, there's all my year levels. And you can say, oh, I don't have a year 9. Well, just keep scrolling because you might have some year 9s on the bottom. But let's presume you don't have a year 9. So you just put in here that this is my year 9s. I'm just going to call it 999. And you'll go, I want to add that year level. Okay. And so now what's going to happen? You can put students into the group called 999. And what that means is the 999s can watch anything from year 9 and below. That's the important number there. What security level? So if you make it year 9, they can watch anything that's classified as year 9 and below. Will they see year 10 material and year 11 material and year 12 material? No, it won't even appear on their OPAC. Okay, but they can watch everything that's year 9 and below. And don't forget to save it. Okay, and that's all there is to it. Now, when we're in TV4Education as a teacher, and I'm looking at TV4Education and I see some videos and I click them and they come into my system, which I'm going to show you what happens. What rating does that video get given? Okay, so I've seen one on ABC, or I've seen a movie, or I've seen a documentary, and I've clicked it and it's added it to my collection. What rating is it given by default? Well, we've automated that for you. So instead of class grade, go all the way down all the different authority files and have a look at video default security. So in other words, this is what the security will be given to every video. Click on that, and here, if it's a G, it's a security 0. Everyone can watch it. If it's an M, year 10s and above can watch it. If it's an MA, year 12s and above can watch it. If it's a PG, year 6 and above can watch it. And if you want to change any of that, just click on the pencil and change the security level for the appropriate year level for that group. And that's all there is to it. Okay? And what that means is when you are in TV4Education, okay, and you want to be able to search for a video, or you're looking at the video ABC1 Australian Story, if you click on that, okay, what you're going to see is that that video, if it was rated by the broadcaster as a G or a PG or whatever the broadcaster rated that, that will automatically then be given to that video rating as it comes across. So this video, which is PG, that'll be given whatever you said PG videos are appropriate for whatever year level. If it's an M, then it'll say, oh, in that case, you need to be at least a year 10 because all M's are for year 10 and above. Okay, so you can set up. Now, when those videos are added to the system, let's have a look at this M video. Okay, and I'm going to click on that star. So this is Charmed, The Last Temptation. So let me just go add that to my collection. A resource has been added to my collection. So that was an M. Let's have a look at it. So in the My School collection, if you're an administrator, okay, what you can do is, there it is, Charmed. Okay, so if you're an administrator, you will have the little edit button. When you click on that edit button, it's going to bring up the bibliographic information about that and the security. There it is. That's your security rating. And remember, M's were 10. There it is. But you can say, I've watched that. And no, I don't want it to be for my year 10s. I want it to be only for teachers. So year 12s is 12. Year 5s is 5 security. Year 7, 7 security. If teachers, they're 5, 50. Okay? So that means if I go and save that, guess what? That even though it's an M-rated video and even though my default is M, is year 10 and above, now I've said no, it's only for teachers. And that's it. So I'll just go save, okay? And that video will now not appear on any student screen. It'll only appear on the teacher's screen. However, I'm a teacher. I added this video. Yes, it's 50, I know, but I need to give it to my 7 kids that are doing this particular project. How can I do it? Easy. All you do is you bring the video up, you click on the share, and on the share, all you do is you say, I want to share it with my year 10s, okay? And then what you do, so let me just get rid of the share first. I want to put that on pause so that people don't say, oh, we're broadcasting something that's not right. So here we go. So I now want to share it with my year 10s. I'll grab that URL, okay? Right click and copy. Now, the year 10s will have access to that link, so I can email it to them, put in a unit of work, whatever. And when anyone clicks on it, even if a year 9 who is their sister or brother or their year 7s happen to get hold of my laptop and, and they're not logged in or they log in with their school username and password, when they click on it, it's not going to play. It'll say, this is outside your security. You need to be year 10 or above, okay? And by the way, it'll expire at the end of the year. But I don't want this to expire. Get rid of the date. Oh no, this is an exam video and I'm going to be doing a test on this next week. So I don't want them to watch this after. So just choose your date and you say, after the 31st of March, I want this link to expire. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Okay. So what we've done is we've shown you how to add a user, change a user, find a user, delete a user. We've shown you how to go to TV4Education and add a record into the system and then have the system embrace whatever security rating there is on there. Okay, now I want to find something. How do I find it? So just type in science. Okay, and there's all your science. So this is how you search. And you go, yeah, but science, that's a very, very broad term. Can I narrow it down? Yes, you can. So just enter. Put a space and then go biology, okay? Or go atoms if you want to. Or why not just click on the subjects button and then go down to science and then go down to physics? Because the term that you use, atoms, may not be in the actual bibliography, but it could be something like atomic explosion instead, and it'll come up here. So you have a way of having a look at a much broader search. You can certainly drill down. Now, let's say for argument's sake, you do this. You go here and you say, this is what I want. Okay, now I'm putting in some terms that I know will not be there because I want a particular outcome. So I put in all my terms there and I go search and it goes no results found. Please remember that in TV4Education, our guarantee to every teacher and every school is that no matter what you need to teach or communicate, we will guarantee you a list of resources. So when you get no results found, not a problem. Click on My Requests, and when the My Requests screen comes up, all you need to do is go, I want to make a request and I want to request a particular topic. And it's for my year 9s. And if you've got a curriculum code, put it in. If you've got a subject, tell us. Okay, and then tell us the lesson aim, tell us all the information about what you're trying to achieve in this particular topic or subject area or curriculum outcome, and go submit. And what that actually does is it opens up our entire research department as your workers for you. So every teacher has full entree and access to our entire research department to tell us what you want, and we will go and find the source for you. Now, whatever you told us may not have anything on free-to-air TV. It may not have anything on Foxtel. Don't worry about it. We will find it, and if it's not in there, we will go out into the World Wide Web and we will find intelligent, appropriate, class-leading content for you and your students. That's an amazing opportunity. Now, if you did not know, if you're using TV4Education, every teacher should become very, very familiar and aware. And if I were your school, I would book this TV guide for Foxtel onto every teacher's homepage. The reason for this is because there is some amazing educational content on Foxtel. Okay? And you can request absolutely anything that's going to be aired on Foxtel. And with TV4Education, everything you get is free of ads. Okay? Except for YouTube, because it's illegal to remove ads and it's illegal to download YouTube. So you can request absolutely anything from Foxtel. How do I do it? Remember, make a request. Remember our research department. Click on Premium Channel Requests. And this, guess what? There it is. Choose the channel. Tell us the program name. Tell us when it's going to be airing so that we can program our recorders, and we will make sure that you will have access to it for educational purposes. Okay? Well, what about free to air? Exactly the same. Go to your free to air TV guide and then get onto the national programs that are being aired everywhere all around Australia, regardless of the channel. Tell us which channel it is, tell us what you want, and we will get it for you. And again, free of ads. Okay? So that's how the system would work with TV4Education. We think it's an amazing system, and once you set up your administration parameters and once you know how to do stuff as far as videos being blocked or videos not being able to be aired or whatever, that's the way you need to go about setting up all your administration parameters so it can then work transparently, seamlessly for all your teachers. And remember that when you go into the school's collection, all the students will have access to here, but they will only see. So if I've logged in as a year 7 student, I will only see what's appropriate for year 7s. If I've logged in as a year 12 student, I'll see what's appropriate for year 12 and below. If I've logged in as a teacher, which is 50, I'll see all of that. And regardless as a teacher what you see, it will get added to the system. Okay, you can use the share icon to then go and share it. However, I'm at a school and I've got 50 teachers and they're all adding about 20 videos every week. That is a lot of videos. Guess what? Storage is unlimited, usage is unlimited, streaming is unlimited. So, what you can do, you can show your teachers, if you just want to look at what items you have worked with and you have added and you have played with, click on the My Items button. The My Items button will only produce the items for your login. Okay, it will not show you what Joshua, what Mary, what Josephine, and everyone else has added. It just shows you what's in your system. And click on any video, you still got the ability to share it. You still got the ability to go for information on it. Now, let's go back to my school's collection. And a teacher's complaining that the system's always buffering. Okay, I try to play it for my kids and now I put it on there and it keeps buffering, makes me look silly. Well, guess what? You don't need to look silly because as a teacher, you can click on the video and remember the video comes up here on the right hand pane and it gives you all the bibliographic information for a few seconds and disappears. Click on the I for information to bring it back. Go down all the bibliographic information and second from the bottom is the URL. In other words, the web address for that video. But next to it is the download button. Click on that download button, okay, and you should get this pop-up that says, tell me where to save it. And when you go save, it will save it for you. If when you click that download button and this pop-up doesn't come up, it's always because your IT department and your security system has blocked pop-ups on your browser. So have a look at the browser URL. If it's Google, you'll get a little red dot there and it'll say pop-ups blocked. Just click on it and go always allow pop-ups from TV4Education and you'll never have that problem again. You have to just go back and click it again and up it'll come. But that's how you can get your own personal copy so that you can put it on your PC, walk into that class, which is the other end of the football oval in a demountable that has no internet, and then play it for the kids and show it to them. Okay. Now, can I give it to them on USB? You can, but the problem is every time you use the share icon, guess what? We track who clicked on it, when they clicked on it, and how often they've clicked on it. So we can give you a whole bunch of reporting on the usage of that URL. But if you're going to go and copy it and give it to people, then you have absolutely no tracking. You also run the risk of, will they give it to someone in another school? Will they misuse it? Will they upload on the internet in an illegal manner? Of course, they can do all of those things. So you might want to just play it safe and just use the share icon and then force them to click on it. And of course, it'll play on a mobile phone and an Android phone. Are there any apps or configuration they have to do? No. Basically, all they do is click and play. No apps, no plugins, no software, no configuration. Now, let's go back into TV4Education and a very, very important feature. Okay. Now, I am going to be looking for a particular topic and I'm going to put in a topic that I know does not exist, okay, in here. Or, no, let me put in science, okay? And there's all my science videos. And then I decide, yeah, look, I'm not interested in all of this. I'm a YouTube person. YouTube gives me 90% of everything I want. So I'm really not interested in that. I have my favorite YouTube videos or whatever. Fantastic. Encourage your teachers to use YouTube if that's what they want to do. All you need to do is click on YouTube and that will do a YouTube search of science. And guess what? That is a stock industry standard YouTube search. Okay. And you can go ahead and you can load whatever you want to load from YouTube. And you can click on it. It gives you exactly the same experience as TV4Education. And then you can go and click on the star and that'll add that YouTube video to the school's collection. Okay, what's it look like in the system? Fantastic. Let's go back to my school's collection. Okay, and here it is. And how does it work compared to all the TV content and all the other content? Exactly the same. You still got the share icon. You still got it. You just can't download it because it's illegal. Okay. Now that you've got all this information on here, okay, you can share it. And You can even say, oh, but there's no rating on it. So click on the edit, go to the catalog and say, this is videos for year 12s only. So you can do all of those sort of things. Okay. So YouTube can be added. So that is what we need to deal with TV for Education. If you've liked what we've seen and you then decide, yes, but I want to create worksheets and I want to be able to edit this YouTube video or this video from Channel 9 or this video from Foxtel. I want 3 minutes here, 5 minutes there. You can do all of those things, but that's another tutorial altogether. So you might want to go into YouTube and click on and click on TV for Education Smart Classrooms. And there we'll teach and show you everything about how to build those incredible, wonderful lessons that you can then share with your students. And guess what? With other teachers as well. So enjoy it. Have a great time. Thank you very much for the opportunity to present TV for Education Administrator Training.